You have heard it hundreds of times. You won't be replaced by AI, you'll be replaced by someone using AI. And honestly, that terrified me. Because no matter how hard I work, no matter how fast I learn, I still lose against someone who has just learned another tool. Today, I'm gonna give you 4 moves that will make you hard to be replaced by AI or anyone using AI. And at the end, that one thing that nobody and nothing will ever take from you. And that is we'll come back to this in a few moments. I'm Emmanuel, an engineer and entrepreneur, and welcome to my new YouTube channel. Here I will share my journey towards financial independence by 2030. Subscribe and join me in this adventure. Short disclaimer, I'm not saying you should not use AI. I'm using AI every day, and you should use it too. It makes you faster and gets more done. This video is about what you can do on top of that. So no matter what changes, what comes next, your future and your career is secure. So let's get started. Number 1, touch the real world. AI is taking over digital work completely. Writing, coding, designing. Pure software is becoming easier and cheaper to replicate. But AI cannot walk into a factory, it cannot look into the eyes of a CEO and see what's really broken. Because the problem is, people aren't really looking. They aren't touching the real world. So go talk to people, physically, visit a factory, a workshop, a small business, and ask them what's really broken. What keeps them up at night? You will be shocked how many serious, unresolved problems exist. And not because they are impossible to solve, because nobody showed up. Most serious problems aren't hidden. They are ignored because nobody has bothered to ask. Recently, I sat down with the CEO of a window manufacturer. He looked at me and explained me his problems. Overrated equipment, communication issues, quality problems. Issues that existed before, but nobody has offered a solution. Not because it's impossible, because nobody asked. Most people do not want to leave their desk. And that alone creates an advantage for people who do. Because the future belongs to those people who bridge the gap between technology and real world. Focus on ideas that require physical presence. Those are the hardest things to automate. Build things at the intersection between physical and digital. A product, a software tool. Something that someone needs to install and maintain. Pure software is commoditized very quickly. Physical and digital, not. Talk to multiple people in industry. Understand their pain. And that pain is your product. Number 2, become more valuable. Time is fixed. We cannot get more out of it. So the only variable we can change is how much value we create per hour. And how do you do that? You specialize in skills that are rare, or combined 2 skills into something rare. For example, finance and storytelling, engineering and communication. Most people will only do one. You will focus on at least 2. Deliver results. Even though today we are paid by hour, nobody cares how many hours you worked. They care what changed because of you. Here is an example. One person works 10 hours a day and provides little value. Another person solves one critical problem in 30 minutes. Which one of the 2 you think is more valuable? And I think the answer is clear. Because people reward impact, not struggle. Become reliable. Reliability is rare. Do what you say and do it every time. That alone puts you ahead of most people. And don't do it for money. Do it because you want to be excellent. Do it because you want to see progress. And money will follow. Because the more valuable you become, the more freedom you get. Better income, better opportunities, more control over your life. Because when your skills are rare, you stop competing with anyone, including AI. Number 3, master communication. Having good ideas is not enough. Many people stay invisible because they cannot explain what they know and what they feel. And if people do not understand your value, they cannot trust you, they cannot support you, and they cannot buy from you. Communication is the amplifier of everything: ideas, business, relationship, opportunities. If you cannot explain something simply, people disconnect. People remember emotions and stories more than raw information. And how do you do that? Practice. Practice explaining complex things in simple words. Avoid sounding smart just to sound smart. Speak like you're speaking to a real friend. Structure your thoughts into problem, insights, solution. Think about the people you remember the most. Usually are not the most skilled people. They are the people who made you understand things. Here is an example. Two people have the same idea. One explains it clearly and gets support. The other one explains it poorly and gets ignored. The difference between the two is communication. One of the reasons I started this YouTube channel is to improve my communication skills. With every video I make, I'm better and better in communicating. I advise you to do the same. Think about that one thing that forces you to practice. A presentation, something that makes you practice communication. Your career growth depends heavily on how well people understand your value. I thought skills is the one that opens doors, and I was completely wrong. Usually, the opportunities go not to the most skilled person, but to the person who communicates more clearly. If you can make complex things feel simple, people trust you. And in a world full of information, with AI around us, communication becomes the power. Number 4, build assets. Most people only make money when they work. And when they stop, the income stops too. The goal here is to stop depending only on one source of income, which is your salary. Build assets. When I first heard about assets, I didn't know exactly what it is. So here is the official definition. An asset is any resource owned or controlled by a business or an economic entity. It is anything tangible or intangible that can be used to produce positive economic value. This is the definition according to Wikipedia. For me, assets mean investments, books, software tools, platforms, rental income. So, how can you build assets? Use skills you already have and turn them into products that you can sell over and over again. Focus on long-term accumulation rather than quick rewards. I didn't buy Bitcoin when it was $3.50 back in 2011. I thought I wanted certainty. And that alone costed me more than the money itself. Now, one Bitcoin worth $65,000. And it used to be $100,000. I'm not saying you should buy Bitcoin immediately. I'm saying you should check it out and see if it's for you. My children love hearing a story every evening they go to bed. So me and my wife started to record ourselves. And in 1 month, we had 10 stories each. Those stories turned out into these 2 books that are available on Amazon to buy right now. Link in the description. Now, how much these books bring to me? Basically nothing. But I keep on going. I trust that somebody will find them and eventually buy. I'd rather try than not do anything. And that's like this with every asset you build. The beginning is slow and unrewarding. And the problem is that most people stop before compounding starts. Compounding applies to everything: money, skills, relationship, networks. Consistency matters more than immediate results. Every day you delay, you are missing on things. And 1 year from now, you'll wish you started earlier. Your future depends less on your talent and more on what you repeatedly build today. And now, the one thing that I promised you at the beginning of the video, and that is not your title, not your tools, not your skills. You. Think about it. Technically, anyone could replace you. There are millions of engineers, entrepreneurs just like you. So why hasn't that happened? Because at some point you proved you were you. A unique combination of skills, relationships, and trust. The people who get replaced stay generic. They doubt themselves. But you have lived things that nobody has lived. You failed in ways that taught you the meaning of life. Became someone that people trust and that cannot be copied or prompted. So don't doubt yourself. Don't try to be somebody else. Because that one thing that AI will never take from you is your story, your scars, the person you are and you'll become. That's your identity, and that's yours forever. Remember that phrase, you won't be replaced by AI, you'll be replaced by someone using AI? Maybe, but only if you stay generic. Because the person who touches the real world becomes more valuable, communicates with clarity, and starts building assets today, that person doesn't get replaced by anyone. Most people will watch this, close the tab, and do exactly what they were doing. Don't be that person. Start now. Contact someone in industry you're curious about. Learn that skill you've been putting away. Build your first asset today, and you'll be irreplaceable. If this was useful, like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.